So, paano mo napili yung pangalan na Kanto?
Kanto, okay. That's a good question. Kasi we started in 2013, doon po sa Bathurst and Dundas, where we're just like, Tita Flips is just doing Tita Flips events and catering. And then what happened in 2013, we were given the opportunity na awardan po dun sa isang container, the first shipping container in Toronto. So parang nakita ko siya at that time, sabi ko, oh my goodness, this is the first one in Toronto. And para siyang, alam mo yung kanto-kanto, yung tipong mga nasa Pilipinas na mga sari-sari store, kung saan-saan man, every corner meron. Kasi mga street food, di ba, mga barbecue in the Philippines, right? So ang nangyari, so sabi ko, it really like brings that kind of memory, and somehow para sabi ko kasi wala sa Toronto at that time, so that's why we're the first Filipino street food. So it would probably be more fitting. Talagang sabi ko ay ano siya, and then it was in the corner of Bathurst and Dundas, so that's why we call it, kasi nasa Kanto siya, so Kanto. And then parang another explanation then is, you know, when we say kain tayo, so it's like kanto, so kain tayo, kanto. So whether you look that way, so parang let's eat, come together. So yeah, it has different meanings, but then it's more fitting. Kasi also I didn't want to name it like same like with the catering, which is Tita Flips, events and catering, but then we just call it Kanto by Tita Flips.
So, can you say that you started a trend or you pioneered something?
I can truly say yes, we do. Kanto is the first Filipino street food in Toronto, and not just like the street food aspect of it, but Filipino cuisine in general. So I'm, you know, like we are, you know, up there first. We set the trend. So yeah, pero yes, I can say that. You know.
So, paano yung pangalan mo na Tita Flips, paano nag-umpisa yan?
Okay, kasi Tita Flips, I started like maybe, what, 10, 11 years ago. Ayoko naman na, like, something to give a new light or like a new breath in Filipino food, right? And I don't wanna like say lola or nanay, kasi bata pa naman ako. So I guess Tita was like a medium, kasi it's like aunt in Filipino, right? So tita, and then also we call everyone tita because it's very disrespectful. Hindi tatawagan mo sila in first name, so we call everybody tita if we don't know their names, right? So I said, okay, tita is it's a medium. It's not matanda, it's not bata, so nasa gitna siya. And then flip is like, I know some people would say derogatory na kasi di ba sira ulo or something, right? But then flip is like a North American, it's like a slang word or North American term for Filipino, right? And at that time it was I guess, you know, like flip is like a verb, you know, like we flip around, right? So maybe I was thinking because at that time, you know, most of the Filipino food during like early like what 2011 2010, there wasn't much like, you know, it was like a sort of like a cafeteria style like restaurants, and then most of the time it wasn't really known to the mainstream, right? Hindi pa siya ganun kakilala sa ibang mga lahi. So I want to share because I said Filipino food is really good. I mean, this is what I love growing up, you know, and atin yan, Filipino, right? So sabi ko, ang dami natin masasarap na pagkain, but then why is it that it's not available or hindi alam ng mga hindi non-Filipinos? So something in my mind, so let's flip this around, you know? So that kind of like, again, you know, like that kind of mentality, but you know, I know a lot of people would say like it's very derogatory, but then it creates, you know, like some kind of talking points, you know? It stirs, you know, like your curiosity, and you know, so whether you look at it, but then the point is like flipping around, making it sure that we are there serving Filipino food in the mainstream.
Where's actually the origin of Kanto? Geographically,
the original Kanto po talaga is at 707 Dundas Street West. So it's in the corner of Bathurst and Dundas. Yun po yung mga maliliit na shipping container. That's the first shipping container market in Toronto. So doon po talaga nag-umpisa, yun po yung aming mothership ng Kanto. So, kaya siya, para siyang maliliit na tindahan, para mga sari-sari store sa Pilipinas na maliliit. Kaya doon po nag-umpisa talaga yung pinakaunang Kanto, and it started in that corner. Kaya, pinangalan po siya Kanto kasi nasa corner po siya ng Bathurst St.
And then after that, you expanded to another place?
Yes po. So, we have our second location at the, dito po sa Junction. It's also in Dundas at 2986 Dundas. But then it's more because we move in there para magkaroon kami ng medyo mas malaking kitchen, and at the same time medyo may konti pong dine-in or seating po sa restaurant.
So the Kanto has always been for street food, not
Yes.
for anything. It's not a full-scale restaurant.
No. So basically, ang ano po talaga is like fast casual or like really street food, you know, ang concept. Kaya ang ano tawag dito, it's not really like a fine dining. We're not in that business of fine dining or any kind of like upscale, kasi it's more of like a street food, but elevated Filipino street food, right? So that's the Kanto. We have our other brand, which is the Mercado by Tita Flips, which is the catering side of the business, and anything under, like anything aside from street food, that's where we cater. You know, like mga prepackaged goods, catering, which is like our bread and butter. You know, nasa Mercado po siya lahat.
I always see Kanto, you know, participating in community events, and every time there's a booth that says Kanto. Why?
Why? Because it's a way of promoting it to the community, and also participating in the community, and you know, like giving that kind of like exposure at the same time, you know, like sharing what we have at the same time. And again, different events. We have a lot of different events going on every year. Para na lang ngayong COVID. Pero hopefully, we'll be back by 2022. So I think most people, most organizers are reaching out na merong mga events. But then, yeah, we used to have a lot of like events, like full pack, you know, every year, you know.
So you got a lot of exposure by...
At the same time, yeah, kasi I think especially the non-Filipinos, because we're like vendors at the ROM, yung mga iba-ibang festivals, right? And also started to make sure, or like, you know, I guess my mission is to promote Filipino food, and that's a way of like going, you know, promoting and sharing it to the public and to either like Filipinos or non-Filipinos through these events.
So the response by the public, is it any indication of your success?
I guess it is. You know, like what, 11 or ilan na yun? 9 years later for Kanto. 9 seasons later. I mean, thank God. Salamat sa Diyos. Nandito pa tayo.
9 years? That means you started in...
Kanto started in 2013.
2013.
So this is the 9th season. So baga 8 years in Kanto. But I started catering like in 2010. So 2011, 12 years.
So
yeah.
9 years have been fruitful years for you.
Very fruitful, challenging, you know, thankfully. Kahit papano, diba? I mean, and I think it's, kasi at that time, wala masyado, right? Like about Filipino. But then, right now, I'm so proud. Ang dami-dami mga new entrepreneurs, new restaurant owners, even pop-ups, the new guys, you know, like, and promoting Filipino food, you know? At the time, when I first started, mag-isa lang ako. or something like, oh, wala nakakilala, right? But then right now, when you say about Filipino food, a lot of people would know about it, right? So it's good, like a lot of people doing it together, and especially like right now, the first Filipino restaurant month. Iba-ibang restaurants, iba-ibang Filipino-owned restaurants. So promoting the same goal, promoting the same cuisine for the love of our Filipino cuisine. It's a great thing, More people